We are in the hills now, in the forest. It'll be like this all the way up to Fort Bragg. We are climbing, and we'll be going over some mountains, the coastal mountains, and then we'll come down into Fort Bragg. This is really pleasant, though. It's nice and cool. They're pretty tight, all these little corners. About 10 years ago, Susie and I came over this way. We came over in the Mustang. That was a lot of fun. Of course, the twisty roads and the ride in the Mustang wasn't what she enjoyed. She gets car sick. But she definitely had a great time at Fort Bragg. We stayed in a nice hotel on the beach, and we got to dine in some fancy, nice, comfortable restaurant. It was the only trip that her and I made out this way. I've ran this road a couple of times on the scooter and the BMW. This is the first time on the Triumph. But as you can see, this is one windy road. There are a lot of corners here. It says 20 miles an hour, and I tell you, you need to go only 20 miles an hour. These are redwoods. They're really tall, and as I understand, they're very old. Well, we are here on the coast, and it's pretty much like I thought it would be. It's not really bad fog, at least not yet. But it is foggy. I don't think we're going to get a lot of sightseeing in today, because there's not much to see in this fog. had an earthquake up here about a month ago around this area, maybe a little bit north of here. The earthquake was out to sea, but they felt it. So we're going down to the beach, which is in front of us, and it is pretty busy, looks like. Well, I'm here. This is the coast. I drove all this way to see this, which is not bad. This is the wind is, there's no wind at all. It's very calm, and it's just lightly cool. And the only problem is that we have no sun. It is pretty. Looks like the tide is in. I remember being out here and it didn't seem like there was that much water. So far it's been a really nice drive. The roads were nice, not too much traffic, and it was an enjoyable ride. Didn't get chilly till we got over the hill. And of course, this is what we have. You got visibility for about 3/4 of a mile. So I'm going to just sit here for a while and take it easy and enjoy what I can of the beach. I might take a little drive up the coast, but with the fog this way, if you can't see anything, it's probably not worth the trip. Then if not, I'll head on back over the mountains and go back home. Taking a little ride up the coast a bit here to see if we could get some sunlight. The pretty trees, look at this area, it's really pretty. lot of people down here. Kind of surprised. Well, I guess, you know, just because it's not sunny, we wouldn't want to stay home. Of course, this is the middle of August, so it's still summer. Oh, we got a hot rod over there getting gassed up. I saw a whole bunch of them coming down the highway, but I didn't get a chance to film them. I waited too long. Well, I just stopped in Willits and had a gigantic burrito. Totally not on my diet, but was excellent. Do me over quite well for my trip home. Nice view of those mountains up there. We'll be cutting across those pretty quick. On the other side of them is the lake. So on this trip, coming and going, we cross two sets of mountain ranges. There's this set that we're going to be going over right now, and then there's the other one that goes along the coastline. Makes it for a great ride. Lots of scenery, lots of curvy roads. Biker's dream. Just wanted to pull over and take a little look at this. The water is really rough. It's pretty windy out here. And that in front of us is the old volcano. Nice little downhill here, dropping some altitude really fast. Well, we just came up over the mountains and are down now, and I think the temperature's gone up 10 degrees. Pretty hot down here. There's some pretty hills up above. Kind of remind me of like ice cream. I don't know why. They're smooth and creamy looking, I guess. It's very pretty.